Hello and welcome back to Subnautica with myself, Hollow. It has been a good 2 weeks since the last episode in which we were having a big discussion, a little bit of a question there, of what we should do with Subnautica. Now, if you weren't there and you watched that episode, basically we had a little update hit the game and it introduced a few new things. For example, we have some new sounds, some new animations for the fish and a few other things. But as far as an update goes, it wasn't that big and it wasn't that relevant. So I didn't really want to lose all of my progress with the base, with all blue, true blue and battle blue. Look at my base, man. I am really proud of it. It's been a good while here that we've taken to get to where we are now, and it just looks really nice. There is one section of the base that's not that finished, admittedly. Look at that, all the fish in there. I love them, especially at night. The little like zappiness that goes through. Can't believe we got that many. We got 4 of them. It's crazy. But there is one place, one part of the base that's unfinished. It's the underwater cave. I say underwater, the whole thing's underwater. This underground cave base that we were planning on doing. With the new update, it also introduced the fact that you need to have power in your base to generate oxygen, which I really like as an update. So I understand that update. But with the update itself, it just meant that we're starting to see a lot of bugs. Starting to see a lot of errors. And for the last 2 weeks, I've sort of been making a decision, maybe decide what I'm going to do. Now, a lot of people were saying we had these 2 main options, right? We had the obvious one, start a new save, go on the new update, even if it's a small one, and use... Oh, look at that at night. I never really looked at that. Oh, I do really like the visuals of this. It's because the torches of the lamps there are coming on. Looks so nice. Really happy with that. Let's go inside. Yeah, the obvious one is to just spawn in tons of titanium and glass and quartz. Generally, all of the resources that we need to get our base back. And either make a new base, cool new base, or just rebuild exactly what we had here, essentially, and just move on in the new update and see what there is. But the issue with that is that there really isn't anything too much to be excited about. Like, there's a couple things, admittedly, that I'd like to see, but it's not enough. It would be maybe 1 episode, which is a shame. But I want to say thank you for all of the suggestions. There was obviously a big response there, and I really appreciate all of you guys watching the Subnautica series and how much you've been involved and enjoying it alongside me with all the suggestions and advice. It has been a brilliant experience, and I originally played Subnautica about 9 months ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, and had a really good time. But when we've revisited with all of these new updates, there's just been so much good and different stuff, and obviously since then my editing's got better, and I'm really proud of the series. I've had such a good time with it, and I'm so glad that you guys have as well. It's interesting to think about that I originally started this type of game. Now I know this is gonna sound weird, right? But I originally started this type of game with DayZ years and years ago. DayZ is a survival game where you can craft and build bases and fight for equipment, and the world's trying to kill you. Obviously the main difference, besides the fact that we're on an alien planet in the sea, and that's like, I don't know, after an apocalyptic situation with zombies, those are obviously very different situations. But the fact that it's online and you're against other players, there's a big variety there. But I did begin playing Subnautica because it gave me similar vibes. This sort of try to survive, explore, improve, and get stronger as a character. I really enjoyed that style, and there were elements in Subnautica that really reminded me of that and gave me that same good feeling. But if we made like a more specific and obvious comparison, I did then move on from Subnautica into Ark. Now Ark is just like DayZ. Your survival, you're fighting against other players, you talk to other players, you've got better equipment, and you have fights, you just attack bases, defend bases. It's just really good. And though there are obvious differences between Ark, Subnautica and DayZ, I like to put them in the same bracket of style of game. And I've had like great success with these games in terms of how much fun I've had, how much I've got to do with other people, how many amazing moments and stories we've had to tell. I'm going to go to the front of the Aurora here, by the way. We've not been here on this save, and they're probably going to get attacked, I assume, by a Reaper. Usually they're here. Oh, it's creepy. I remember the first time I came here. Oh man, it was so scary. Just the shaking alone. I mean, the sounds of the Reapers wasn't particularly settling. Look at that. Can you get in there? Oh man, we're doing some sudden exploring right here. Not tried this before. Alright, let's do it. Let's go. This seems so dangerous. I'm not going to take the... Ooh, should I? Should I take True Blue, Battle Blue? This is a risk because there could be Reapers here. I don't see any though. Or hear any. Can I actually go in here? Whoa! You can. Oh. Look at this. You get like right under it. Where does this lead? But it looks like it's just part of the platform. But yeah, like, Art gave me similar vibes to DayZ in a big way. And I did lots of stuff with it. We did like the streaming. I did lots of YouTube videos. I showed like highlights and the best moments. And I love doing those. And I feel like when I came back to Subnautica after I was done with Ark, I got, you know, similar vibes. We had all of these updates, all of these changes. There's so much more to discover and explore. It was a fresh new experience. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And so I'm thinking about where we'll go from here. And what we should try in the future. If this is to be the last episode of Subnautica for a little while, we say, let's take a break, like many of you suggested. Let's take a break from the game and move on. And come back when there's more updates, when there's maybe some really big major updates and changes to the game, which will give us a new bit of variety, and obviously we can build from the ground up and try something completely new. Who knows how good base building will be at that point? Who knows what enemies and monsters they might have added at that point? I know for a fact, after I did a stream of Subnautica, they're adding a certain emperor sort of squid thing. I've seen pictures of it. I might Google image it and maybe put it up here. It looks horrifying. I'm really excited, and that's just like one of the many creatures they're planning on adding. They actually have a lot of new creatures already made and modeled, but they're working on like putting their animations in the game. That's where they are right now. God, where the hell are we now? I have no idea where we are. Just exploring while we talk. It's nice. It's been a while since I've done this. It's weird. I'm like just going around like looking at the world while we talk, and I get like a World of Warcraft flying randomly around the zones vibe. You know what I mean? It's nice. It's like not like a podcast or something that we're doing on this episode, but just a bit of discussion, and I'm really enjoying it. Look at this. Where are we now? I think we're in the Kush biome. I have a lot of screenshots that we've not been able to put up because after we got this new update hit us and it wrecked our save file that we're currently on, and we're not able to place a lot of things. Unfortunately, one of them was the picture frames, so we couldn't finish the Hall of Memories with all the screenshots we got. But we can have a look at all of the screenshots, so I'm definitely going to do that soon, maybe when we get back to base. But yeah, we had all this awesome experience with DayZ, did a lot of YouTube streaming with DayZ. It was where I started really on YouTube, DayZ, and Minecraft, and League of Legends. Oh my god, that's where I started. I started with League of Legends, World of Warcraft. What else did we have? We did League of Legends, World of Warcraft, Minecraft, and DayZ. Those were my main things when I started on YouTube. Then we moved into Subnautica at one point. Then we did Ark, back to Subnautica. And there's a game that I'm sure many of you are aware of that's currently in my sights for our next sort of thing, if you will. Our next sort of style of this playthrough. Because obviously we're doing all this stuff right now with Dark Souls, and Dark Souls has always been a big thing for me. They're my favourite games. And I'm having such a good time with that. But I know not everyone's into it. But I'll say it now. I can't recommend it enough. The stuff I'm currently doing with Dark Souls on my YouTube is legitimately and honestly and I'm sure people will vouch for me in the comments, it is the best stuff I've ever done on YouTube. So if you've not checked it out, even if you're not sure about Dark Souls, you don't know about Dark Souls, I can't recommend it enough. I'd really appreciate if you're willing to try it. It is the best stuff I've done on YouTube. So there's that, in case you're missing Subnautica. But it's called Rust, the next game that's sort of in my sights. Rust came out how many years ago now? I'm sure you guys will let me know. It's been like 2 years at least, and it's massively changed multiple times. In fact, I believe they started from the ground up. They completely got rid of everything they'd done so far and started again at one point and just tried to reinvent it and do it how they really want it to be. You know, they changed what they want Rust to be over the years. And I have never played it. I have never watched anyone play it. And I've never streamed it or anything of that nature. And so I thought it was a really good idea, now that we're coming to the end of the current Subnautica cycle, to maybe, I think I may have already done this when this video goes up, to stream it and see how I feel and see if I like the game. Could it be the next DayZ for me? Could it be the next level of Ark for me, where I play with you guys, where I create a base, where I explore, we get to do lots of different combat? And what I've missed when I've been doing the Subnautica series is this online communication where you meet random people and you talk to them. You have these hilarious moments. You attack other people. You defend yourself from other people. You meet all these different kinds of crazy characters. And I can just go on a random server, complete random server, no idea, don't know anyone, and just see what happens and learn and maybe try and survive. It could be a really good, fun experience that when I think about it, I am really excited to try. So if I'm going to do that, right, we try stream it, for example, and see if I like it. And if it goes well, it could very well be the next YouTube series I do and my sort of experiences in Rust. I'd love to play for a long extended periods of times and edit into the best parts and show you that and sort of continue a story of a character. The thing about Rust is I believe they wipe it very regularly, so starting from the ground up is something that's very regular there, and it's like this crazy race I've heard, and it's part of the fun. Like, you know, you normally think, like, imagine Subnautica wipes every week, you would hate that, but it's not that type of game. It's similar, but the experience and the rush and the build up is very different, I think. So I'm really, like I said, I'm really excited to try that, and I've got Rust in my sights. So let me know what you think of that. If you were there at the stream, let me know if you enjoyed it, and I might even begin to do a little bit of dabbling here on YouTube with Rust. Is sort of the idea here. God, where are we now? We've been through the Kush biome, we've been to the front of the Aurora, we've been to the floating islands underwater there. Now we're in some random creepvine biome here. And I suppose the main reason that I'm making this video and how it's much more of a podcasty discussion and then just a random like explore episode is because I didn't want to leave you guys in the dark. There has been a lot of people asking about where's Subnautica, what are you going to do with Subnautica in the comments on many of my videos and at me on Twitch and Twitter and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And I didn't want to leave you guys in the dark. I've had such a fucking good experience with the game this time around. It's been brilliant, and I really appreciate you guys joining me for that, and I didn't want to leave you in the dark, and that's why I'm doing this episode, really, to sort of let you know where I am and to say a nice proper farewell for now. You know, it's definitely not permanent, to Subnautica, and give it a proper send-off, a fair send-off for how much fun we've had with the game. I suppose I have different styles as well with my YouTube series. You know, let's say culling. I'm very focused and energetic and trying to get those wins and good moments, and it's a very, you know, PvP based game, so it's very intense. Whoa. And then we have Dark Souls right now, which, you know, definitely has intense moments, but there's a lot of discussions and lore and world exploring, it taking in the level design and the world itself and really becoming immersed in it. And this type of game, I suppose, this survival crafting base building, is also very different to those. You know, they have these different styles. And I think why I'm so interested in Rust and trying Rust is because it's a nice follow-up, to that style to Subnautica. You know, if I said let's just stop Subnautica and move on and continue doing continuing doing Dark Souls and what I'm doing with culling and the other series I got going on right now, the other things I do on YouTube, you know, there wouldn't really be anything like this series. I think Rust is a very good choice for that. But I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on all of this, guys. I know it's a lot to think about, and I appreciate, like I said, all of your feedback on the last episode. At the end of the day, you know, it's my YouTube, but I'm going to ultimately do what I think's best and what I'm going to enjoy the most. So here's the Hall of Memories here, and I wanted to quickly, before we do anything else, go through the album and see where we'd been. So we're going to go all the way to the start here and see all of the screenshots we got saved. Now we have, where is this? This is the Grand Reef. This is the first biome I went to in the series, if you remember, to go get as many, like, powerful, useful resources. And I think I specifically, and I can see some there, actually that might be quartz. Yeah, it's quartz. I went there specifically to get diamonds so that we could get the laser cutter and open, as fast as possible, open up the locked doors in the shipwrecks. And this is the trees that are in that biome. I love that they've done all of this weird stuff with the flora and the fauna, the different aliens and types of species and all of the plants as well. They can really do anything they want because it's an alien world. It's a really cool feeling of freedom, I'm sure. The auroras always look cool, but like we said with the bridge, there's something that we've been thinking about. Maybe someone's not up there, maybe no one survived up there, but it's going to be really cool to see what they do with the Aurora. You have this giant, monstrous ship that you could do so much with. All of the hallways and rooms, the different aliens that might have taken up residence in there, you know, you never know. All the different technology they can use and create, and use the Aurora as like a way to explain it. I don't know, I'm just really excited. And the actual end game goal, surviving and escaping the island. And this this planet, much bigger than an island. How are they going to do that? How are they going to swing that? And then we have speaking of islands, we have the floating island and its forest, the first base we found, and the story that's been added to Subnautica, all indicated by the other surviving group that are somewhere out there that we need to find. That eventually, when that's actually added to the game, you know. Oh, the first time we saw an electric eel, the shockers, in the Kush biome. God damn, I'm still blown away by the beautiful effect of that. I remember, God, dude, I remember this. I edited swimming through these damn vents. There's tons of vents in this. This is at the floating islands, and there's so many vents in this thing. Way more than it looks like. There's one running there, but they just go through all of the goddamn place. And I was swimming through them for like 20 minutes, and I ended up using about a minute of the footage. God, it was a bit of a waste of time, but it was really interesting. But it's so lame that a lot of these shipwrecks like this one have actually nothing in it. And as you can see, the base becomes more and more upgraded and built. There's under the floating island right there. I love looking up at the mushroom biomes and all the fish. It's one of the nicest biomes, actually. It's been there since the beginning, I believe, but always been one of the nicest looking biomes. The music, though, when you're in that area, it's always unnerved me, I think, because it's creepy, the music in the mushroom biomes. Then we have the sort of more mushrooms, really. They're like life pads, the purple mushroom pads that have the eels that nip at you. They apparently have a unique animation, but I wasn't willing to find it by letting them eat me. Similar to the way that the unique animation of the reapers when they grab you. Not to mention the improving of the base here, as we start to see lots of plants and lighting when we started to install all the lighting and the moon pool. Look at that. I am really proud of it. It does look really nice. I love the burn of the Aurora there. Like I said, there's such potential for the Aurora. It's been nice just going through these screenshots, man, and remembering everything. Beautiful views from in front of the Aurora, right at the front of the ship where it's been ripped asunder. It's probably where most of the wreckage comes from, isn't it? Finally, we have the mountain island from last time with its cave systems and beautiful beaches, and that's the view from the very top right there, I believe. No, that's from the side of it, right? Then we have the beaches. Then we have from the very, very peak, the top of the mountain, the beautiful moon. And looking down and over the area, And that's all of the screenshots. It's been quite a journey this time, guys. It's been wonderful. And you can see many of these screenshots on the walls here. Not quite all of them, because my picture frames were taken from me, for God's sake. But it's nice. I wish we could have finished the Hall of Memories, man. And I think one final thing we can do, just for a bit of fun, is to go in here, right? And grab these. There's so many in here. God, I don't remember ever having this many sand sharks. Look at these. There's like 4 of them. Come here. Let's grab all of these and set them free. That's why. That makes sense. That's why we've got so many in here. They're reproducing and, you know, making more. That's why we had so many. We had at least 2 of the sand sharks, and they made love, let's say. Made babbies. Okay. Where should we free them? Sort of awkwardly in the moon pool. I wonder how big they're going to be. Because they're pretty small in that. Also, they're going to rip me to shreds. Alright. Be free, guys. Oh, God. Be free. Ow. I'm your mother. You shouldn't do this to me. Oh, God. Oh, God. Are they trying to get me? You're supposed to love me. I'm your mother. Oh, what have I done? They're like, oh my God. They're burrowing into the side of my base. Where's the bone shark? I can hear it. Oh my God, they're so quick. Holy shit. This is probably not a good place to live anymore. I don't know. Maybe they were neutral, but they accidentally hit me. Bone shark keeps coming behind me. Hi, do you like me? Are we friends? Hi. Yeah, oh, he seems to like me. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, you don't like me. Even though I'm your mother, you don't like me. Could it be that I didn't give you someone to make love to and now you're mad at me? Oh no, these guys seem to not like me either. I swear the smaller electric eels are a lot quicker. Thank you very much for joining me in the Subnautica series. I had an absolute blast recording it this time. It was a big, big journey. We learnt a lot. Did a lot more this time. I'll be back with more Subnautica in the near future when they may add some more major updates. But do let me know what you think about Rust and the potential for that. And I'm looking forward to streaming it. So that'll maybe have already happened. But guys, thanks for watching. I've been Hollow, you've been you, and this has been Subnautica. We'll see you next time, guys. Love me. Ow.